When I think about transformational changes, such as the one we're going through right now with generative AI, I like to go back to first principles, in particular economic first principles. And I like to think about as something comes into surplus, what now becomes a scarce resource, because that becomes the opportunity for us as individuals and as companies. So I'll give you some examples. In the industrial age, energy became abundant, resources became scarce, leading to colonialization and all of that stuff. In the information age, suddenly I had access to vast amounts of information at my fingertips. And so now suddenly what became scarce as a consequence was attention. And so the people who could bring the right data to me faster, for example, Google on the first page of results, became incredibly important, powerful companies, deservedly so. So in the generative AI age, now suddenly any of us can create content that looks really about as good as a professional without a ton of skills to bear. So what becomes scarce? So for me, it's what I think becomes scarce is trust. Because if everybody can create something, we're already in a world where there are bots impersonating human beings on Twitter. There are deep fake videos. There are all sorts of information coming to us that's just false. And so trust has decayed. Now, what happens if now that Nigerian prince who's sending you an email is sending it in perfectly correct English and actually knows a ton of information about you? Now, how do you disambiguate trust in this new world with phishing attacks and so forth? And even more so, I mean, what about hallucinations? The GPT is incredibly confident in its answers, whether they're correct or not. And so what I think, if trust becomes scarce, the way we deal with that is curation. You need to get to environments that are trustworthy. So why is Wikipedia such a strong resource? It's not because all of us can enter new wiki pages. I mean, that's important. But what makes it powerful is that there are editors who control that access and make sure that there are that data in there is defended. There are references at the bottom, all of that kind of stuff. And so I think that's going to be the new access. So for example, at Shoreline, we're using ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo, for those who care, to automatically create runbooks. And that's really powerful because everyone has these old, sucky, stale runbooks out there right now. We actually were able to create well over 100 just in a month or so. And that's powerful, but that isn't the trick. The trick is to actually have shoreliners manually curate them and make sure they're correct. My goal over time is to become the Wikipedia of incident management through these. Now, the ones on the website are free. You can always go to the main paid product and get the improvements that convert them to notebooks and give you the integrations with your other systems, have them automatically start, give you security access control. I'm not going to be selling to you right now, but you get the idea. So the question for you guys is going to be, in this new world where content creation is an abundant resource, how do you provide curation, which will become increasingly scarce?